Hey, peace world. Thanks for pressing play on another Pay Me No Mind sports and entertainment video. My name is Wood. Please consider becoming a subscriber to the channel. If you like the way that any topics or subjects are being broken down, discussed, or analyzed, feel free to leave a comment. I would appreciate it 3,000% to have the opportunity to chop it up with you, especially on these things that I really care about. I try not to talk about much that I don't care about. Quickly, man. Right now with the George Floyd situation and the all of the protests internationally, globally, a lot of companies doing a lot of things to be involved or earn some goodwill. And Amazon had the you could watch Just Mercy. Uh, I feel bad that I didn't check that one out at the theater, but I hate watching those types of movies over and over and over and again. I'm gonna do something. I might save that for my It's Always Personal podcast that's out there on Spotify and Google Podcast and Anchor. But dope movie. Unfortunately for the Walter McMillan, I believe was his name, Jamie Foxx's character. Unfortunately, it's not just a character; it's a real dude. But shout out to Attorney Brian Stevenson, though. What a that's kind of my type of activism, to be honest. Anyway, I've talked about this on Instagram and on the It's Always Personal. If you want to go check that out, I've dealt with that over there. Let's get into this episode 9 of Lowkey trying of Insecure. Lowkey trying. I keep reiterating this every week, man. I really love what they are doing. I forget the two. This show was co-written. This episode was had two writers. I apologize. I did not get their name before getting on here. Interesting note, Kerry Washington of Scandal. It looks like she directed this episode. I thought that was dope. I was. How about you? Were you shocked to see Issa and Lawrence doing their thing this week? Like I wasn't so certain what they were gonna do with that. The way that Issa walked off last week, but they got things popping like it used to be back when back before we met them. Actually, I mean they hit the ground running with rekindling their relationship and whatnot. Interesting scene, when Issa asked, what is this? And then she wants to be honest and lets Lawrence know that Nathan, she promised or committed to helping him out, and now and she's she's beholden to Nathan because he came through in the clutch with helping to get Vince Staples for her block party. So she wanted to return that favor, but she let Lawrence know the whole thing, and Lawrence was like, go ahead or whatever, and she gets over there with Nathan and she has to let him know, and Nathan that she's back with her ex, and Nathan, who's kind of I'm glad that they finally addressed it and that they had the discussion. And I got to give Nathan some credit for trying to restart things, kind of as a bonus of the move-in help. I can also get her alone and see what's what. But anyway, I'm running out of time, man. And the big thing here is that Molly and Issa have their sit down they do brunch, and they did the pump fake with Molly in the car when she went off on her, and it was just Issa daydreaming like she normally does. But when they left the diner, I thought it was a good call by Issa not to go into all of her personal stuff in particular, the relationship being restarted with Lawrence, because she doesn't really know what she's dealing with, and they're both feeling each other out, and she listened to her gut and kind of understood, this is different. This is us, but it's different. And so she pulled her punches and didn't, divulge the fact that she was back with Lawrence. And it's funny because Molly, she went and talked with the doctor, Ronnie, I think is her name. And she told her about herself and asked the questions, the tough questions that made her uncomfortable. And she still seems reticent. Molly, she seems reticent and unable to use any of these tools that her doctor has given her. And then we see, so they have the lunch or the brunch, and then Molly goes home and is still bugging out a little bit and is uneasy, like people owe her. And somebody on YouTube got me together with kind of correcting me on what the origin of all of this was, with Molly thinking that that Issa wasn't there for her. Okay. But so anyway, Issa goes over to help Nathan unpack, move in. She lets him know she's back with Lawrence. Nathan says that dude is sometime he ain't shit, blah, blah, blah. I'm shocked you back with him. He trying to put up a fight, but he knows that he's messed up. He reveals that he's bipolar, blah, blah, blah. They end up going back to make another run to pick up some boxes and encounter Molly and Andrew at the house. I messed up again because Molly already showed us she was on some bullshit because she didn't want to she still was bitter about and wasn't willing to resolve things with Victor. I think that's Andrew's brother name, right? Victor, who had courtside seats for Kawhi, the Clippers. Andrew was really realizing, like, I might be in some bullshit. Like, I'm in a situation where I'm trying, but I'm getting tired. It seems like he's getting some fatigue about cleaning up, and encouraging and pointing out, playing devil's advocate, presenting things from a different perspective. Looks like that could be a little tiresome for a single guy who can go and do something much easier. But let's get into it. So they get into the house, Issa and Nathan, and they stumble upon, which is a great thing that Issa didn't tell Molly about Lawrence, because now they're all in the same apartment together, and the situation gets out of Issa's control, and they have to spend some time as like couples would, as a double date or something, game night with couples. And of course, Nathan is trying to work this because it's an opportunity for him to possibly get some FaceTime, some alone time, and maybe win back Issa's heart. But anyway, what happens here is Andrew gets up to go get the next bottle, and Molly shoots him a text and says, "See, I'm working with her. I'm trying to give her, I'm trying to make this thing work." But she didn't send it to Andrew. She actually sent it to Issa, and it was dope that Issa confronted her right then and there at that moment, and was like, "Look, I'm gonna get on up out of here." They're doing a lot of advertising for Lyft or Uber, whoever they're using, because she quickly orders the Uber so she can get up out of there, and then they get outside. Molly chases Issa outside, and they have this discussion. And like I said, man, I think this is phenomenal. The direction that they've taken this in is really getting my attention and holding my attention. And I meant to set this up with the fact, because Mama Issa's mother, she mentioned, it could just be a season. Things have seasons. And this is resonating with me personally because it's a partner of mine. We don't talk too often anymore, but he's tried to call me a few times, and I don't really have anything bitter with him, but I'm just focused on what I'm focused on. But we talked last week after the George Floyd situation. He wanted my perspective on it or wanted to rap about it, so we did, and I called him back. And anyway, he texted me last night. This is a Saturday night, a quarter after midnight, and he asked me, "Can you rap for a sec?" And I'm like, "Bro, like, no, man. I'm a married dude. He's single. I'm a married dude. If I'm not at a fight, I'm pretty much either watching a fight or I'm kicking it with my wife at home on a Saturday night. Like, nah, bro, I don't have a set. I mean, what could your best bet would have been to text me, and then maybe I could have got it. I could have got away. I could have came down here to the basement. I could have hid out in the garage for a minute and hollered at you, but you should have just texted me what you had to ask me about. And that's kind of the season of where our relationship is. So I'm all in on what's going on right here. They have it out, and the thing is, Molly is really with the shits with whatever she's on, and kind of she didn't want to lean into she didn't want to mend fences at the brunch. And Issa told her, I'm the one that's doing all the work. I'm trying to get us back to where we were, and you seem all standoffish, and you got something going on, and Molly's incapable of even talking this out. Just like she told Andrew that she wasn't gonna talk to Victor, and so it's like Molly doesn't have a lot of she not looking like the one to really take up her side with her in this thing. And so they have it out. They have their little argument, and Issa's like, "Look, man," because you saw she met with her intern, so she's trying to get her next thing going. She has a blueprint to work from now. She has an assistant. Some things are already taking place. Like, really, it might just be time to focus on her and focus on her purpose and win in the area in the space that she's trying to win in. And the funny thing here is that Molly told her, what was that, the doctor? She was like, "This is the longest relationship that I've been in," and it's not even that long. So she's got a bad track record. She's got some stuff, some issues at home and in her family and whatnot. And Molly might just, long term, maybe next season or something, or maybe even for the finale. I feel they work it out, but I like where they're taking us. I'm really enjoying the ride. Another great episode, man. I really like this one. Lowkey trying, and like I said, I like the realism in what I'm seeing. Maybe younger. Well, I mean, they're 30, so I don't know. I don't know how people are receiving this. I guess I got to go check out a couple of the bigger channels to see what the comment sections are and whatnot. But I think Molly, man, she's teetering on really being out here solo, losing Andrew and losing her best friend. But I think, like I said, ultimately, I think they figure it out. Like I said, my name is Wood. As I end this all the time, you don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. Stay safe. It's another work week starting tomorrow. Stay safe, be smart, and be respectful of, be tolerable of others. There's a lot of stuff happening right now that we're not accustomed to, and people are trying, low-key trying. People are trying. So don't clap too quickly. Peace.